LG OLED for 2021. It's the OLED C1 in a 55-inch size. I'll just get the strap off. So I will take the heavy stuff out of the top first, then lift the box off. Also, I'll get what dimensions I can as I go along, and I'll timestamp them in the description. Looking in the top there to start with, parts of the pedestal base, and I think that's a screw cover for the back of the pedestal stand. So that is the pedestal neck cover, instruction book and remote pack, polystyrene. That's the aluminium part of the base. Polystyrene down each side, front poly, polystyrene for days. So lift the box off. It's in the usual sort of polythene bag. Looking pretty similar to last year's CX so far. Remote control and instruction book pack next. What we've got. Smart remote, we'll have a close up of that in a moment. Oh, it's different, that's a surprise. AA batteries and a retaining sort of wire there, tie wrappy thing. 20mm M4 screws, maybe 25mm. Quick setup guide, we'll have a quick look at that in a moment. That's the information for the magic remote, as they term it. Stuff about energy. Bit of POS there for sort of shops and marketing on the TVs. Owner's manual. A bit of gumph, Rakuten. Domestic and general plan. In the UK it comes with a 5-year D&G warranty on it. Okay, starting at the top there, taking out the packaging, separating the box. That's different to ours, we don't have the tabs. That must be a larger model. Well, actually, what does it say? B1 77-inch or OLED 55-inch. Taking the bits out the top, lifting off the box, laying on a large flat surface bigger than the TV. I'm going to use the box with the polythene cloth it comes with. Building of the pedestal stand, which we shall go through step by step. Looking at the back, putting the pedestal stand on and attaching with a cable guide there. Again, on the next page, list of the sockets and the cables going into them. Turning it on with the remote or the side buttons, and a quick bit about the remote control. Dimensions there, A, B, C, D, and the corresponding either model size or different models and the different sizes, and the dimensions which correspond to the key there. Oh my god. Control, it's almost been shrink wrapped in film. Christ. Starting at the top of the remote, power on and off, channel numbers, channel list, audio description or subtitles, volume up and down, channels up and down, mute, home button, voice command, input list or input button. Got a scrolly wheel in the middle there that clicks in for OK, scrolls up and down as well, left, right, up, down, back button, settings, hold it down, it takes you to the full settings, coloured buttons for what they may refer to depending on the apps or services you're on. Quick fire Netflix, Prime, Disney Plus, Rakuten, Google and Alexa. So they've squeezed quite a bit on there. It's also got an NFC tag on it as well. Flip it over. AA batteries in the back. Cool. Next we've got this wide, it's marked, let's get it around to the camera, It shows up light steel silver. It's actually aluminium, same for the 55 or 65. We'll get dimensions of this on the TV when I've got it all assembled. Nice bit of aluminium there with some milling machining. You can see straight away 3 threaded holes to help us attach it to the base there. So brushed sort of finish. Base or neck part of the pedestal. Pretty similar to previous years, but in a different colour. It was like a sort of graphite grey last year. So turn that round, take that off. We've got a cable guide, so cables down the back of the TV, feed them out there. Little cover pushes on with those lugs into those rubber sockets, just to tidy up the job. What we're going to do is offer it up here, slide it back. Those threaded holes there, we should have the through holes underneath, so I can turn that over. Got those 3 through holes there to attach into the threaded portions of this aluminium stand. Drop them in. Quickly wind those in. So we should be nice and firmly attached there. That's pretty much it for that part. Obviously we can see here, got those 4 through holes where we're going to put the remaining 4 screws through and attach it to the TV in a moment. Out of the way. Just to cover up where the screws go in on the back of the TV, there's a plastic cover plate as well with the release tabs there to get it back off the TV. We've got this part here. There are 4 threaded holes. There are some slots that we can't quite see. I don't know if they show up, but 4 of those slots there for the cover. 2 more slots in here for these prongs on the base. The 4 through holes as well, so we can drop the screws through to those threaded holes. Just going to push it up like that. So I should clearly see those threaded holes in there. And I can just drop the remaining M4 screws straight in. Fast forward while I wind those in. Last but not least, it's that cover from earlier. 4 tabs to go into the 4 slots along here. Pop it in at an angle, push it down, and that is it. So obviously to remove it, 2 tabs there and there, and it just lifts off. Pretty cool. Looking at the inputs, we can see these are the side inputs on the TV. So USB 1 in, HDMI 1, 2 and 3. All labelled up as 4K at 120Hz. Number 2 is enhanced audio return channel. Over to the inputs on the rear of the TV. Analog audio or headphone out. Digital optical audio out. Wired internet or LAN in. Satellite and antenna. HDMI 4, also 4K at 120Hz. USBs 2 and 3. Briefly there, towards the other side, we've got that hardwired mains cable. Time for the dimensions. The first one is the large pedestal stand. The widest part that's going to be stood on your table or furniture. I make it 91 centimeters or just under 36 inches, maybe 35 3/4 inch. From the back of the pedestal to the front, it's about 251 millimeters, just under 10 inches. From whatever it stood on to the bottom of the TV, maybe about 37 millimeters. And to the top of the TV from the floor, obviously on its pedestal stand, just under 74 centimeters or just over 29 inches. Width wise, this is the 55-inch model, but the width across the top is 122.5 centimeters or just over 4 feet. 48.25 inches. Relevant dimensions at the back of the TV. We've got a 300 by 200mm VESA, so 300mm horizontal, 200mm vertical. From the bottom of the TV to the centre of this first VESA hole, it's 140mm, or 14 centimetres. Right, I've mounted it to a wall. If I get a chance at some point, I will do a separate video as and when I can. So last thing to do is the peely bit. It does have a screen protector on it, so we should have a nice immaculate screen underneath. Go. Okay. Magic remote connected successfully. So similar to the Samsung, if you've got all your information on your mobile device, you can set up from there. It'll transfer Wi-Fi passwords and account data and so on. This is in a shop, so I'm going for TV. Again, language and location, so I've got English and UK. Next. Wide network connected. Terms and conditions, next. So we've got there bits we have to agree to. I'm going to agree to all for now because it's in a shop and that'll be fine. More. That's it, agree. It's saying while it's doing this, any devices you've got, PlayStations or games consoles, recording devices, switch them all on and it will check that out there. But I've got nothing, so we'll say next. Obviously, if you've only got, say, a Skybox, for example, you'd go set-top box only, or if you've got an aerial and a recording device, TV and set-top box. I've got TV only, that's just my terrestrial aerial. Next. Pop your postcode in for regional stuff. Okay, so it asks there, stand or wall mounted to optimise the sound. Mine's actually wall mounted. I'll just turn that down. It's like Samsung's smart picture and sound modes where it'll analyse the input, it'll optimise the picture and sound to that input content. So I'm going to leave them off for now and say next. Their program tuning, obviously I'm on antenna or aerial, so I just say antenna and onto next. Digital only search just searches digital, doesn't tune any analog devices you may have running through. Smart retuning there. We'll keep existing programs and update ones you're missing. I'm going to go digital only search. We'll come back in about 5 minutes when that's finished. Tuning is now finished, so quick message there, multiple numbers of tune programs. What that means, I've got various transmitters in my area, so it is important I pick the strongest one for me where my aerial is facing. Country UK, first region England, second region Yorkshire and Leeds. Done. Create one, sign in there or sign in with web browser. Probably make the account on your laptop or whatever first, then sign in afterwards. It'll be quicker that way. I'm going to skip. Okay, first use is completed. You can select some apps to pre-install there. Out of those, just tick them, they'll be installed. This is a store, don't need any. Done. Right, zoom picture in the background there. You can go to the LG Content store as well for more apps. We'll have a look at that in a moment. I'm just going to take the energy saving off the picture settings, leave it on standard. Oh, change now. Eco can come off. Just go on to standard. Quick warning about power consumption. There's something else somewhere as well. Power support. Onto energy saving. Turn it off auto to off. We don't need to save energy there, and OK. So we have got a brighter picture there now. Energy saving, it's trying to save you a bit of electricity by dimming down the picture, but it does sacrifice it. Auto power off for myself, I'll turn that off. Probably if you've got teenagers in the house, you may leave that on if they're prone to leaving the TV running and just going out. It will turn it off after say 4 hours of inactivity. We'll just point out in the settings as well, hold down that settings wheel to go to all settings. And where are we? Down to support, software update. So I've ticked that, so auto update is on. It should do it at night time. It's just doing an update in the background so I can carry on. You can see a studio scene in the back. That's just off standard terrestrial TV. Looks quite good. It is a studio shot. I'll just turn the sound up.
And to Annabelle, that's it for the papers. There's going to be sport and weather coming up next, and I'll be back with a full summary of the news at 11. Another day of record-breaking temperatures in North America. Police in Canada fear the heat could be responsible for dozens of sudden deaths.
No person is above the law.
South Africa's former President Jacob Zuma has been sentenced to 15 months in jail.
When you realised you had your jabs at the same time as the match, what were you thinking?
Wasn't happy. I came 50 minutes early so that I could go to watch the footy after as well.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Second half.
Best day of my life. Best day of my life. If we hold this out for 12 minutes, we win the tournament, I think, for me.
They needn't have worried.
Unbelievable! Absolutely wonderful! Been exhausting for quite a while.
That's England for you. That's England. Come on.
John Kay, BBC News, Plymouth, England.
Less jubilation in Berlin, in Germany. Our correspondent Jenny Hill was at a beer garden where fans shared their disappointment and drowned their
On
sorrows.
to general, I think. Devices, TV management, home or store mode. So we're going to go on to store mode. Check the warning, say yes.
Their first against Austria.
Then on to home mode. And where's the demo video file? Somewhere. Apps. Media player. Here we go. So we've got in the media player, we've got some samples here. So let's start with that one. sure we've just seen that one. Okay, let's exit back from that. So did we see all of those? I think they're just stills. Then we've got some music as well. Quickly, do we try one? Let's try one. Jesus, can't take any more of that. Let's just stop that. Whew, back to live TV.
Could have on, you know, the availability of feed.
I'm going to take it off the store mode settings because we can see it's overly bright and vibrant. So back to general
our feed supplies are going
devices,
to be very tight
TV management.
This going into
Home
winter, I
mode.
think. Like, it's been dry here not only this year but in the last 2 or 3 years, and our feed and our water supplies have gradually been going down. And we've reached.
Okay, it's now about 11:15. I've had enough, but pretty cool TV. Physically, the externals of it look quite similar to last year's and the years before and the years before, but I'm sure there are changes to the panel and other things, so pretty cool TV. And that is all for now.